Have you ever wondered why numbness and tingling become more common after 60, even when you think you're eating healthy and doing all the right things? For many older adults, it starts out small. Maybe your foot falls asleep while you're sitting, or your fingers feel a little tingly at night. At first, it seems harmless, but over time, these sensations can happen more often, last longer, and even affect your balance. For some seniors, it leads to trouble walking, poor sleep, and a higher risk of falls. So why does this happen? As we age, several changes come together. Blood vessels stiffen, slowing down circulation to the hands and feet. Nerves lose their protective covering, so signals don't travel as smoothly. Deficiencies in vitamins like B12, D, and folate weaken the nervous system. Conditions like diabetes or arthritis add even more pressure, and certain medications can make symptoms worse. It's not just one thing, it's a combination of aging, lifestyle, and nutrition that makes tingling and numbness so common after 60. But here's the good news. The foods you eat every day can make a big difference. The right nutrients can improve circulation, protect your nerves, and even repair some of the damage that causes these uncomfortable sensations. And avoiding the wrong foods can prevent things from getting worse. I'm Dr. Emily Carter. With over 20 years of experience in senior health and preventive medicine, I've seen firsthand how diet can either restore nerve health or quietly make symptoms worse. That's why in this video, I'll walk you through the best foods to eat when you have tingling and numbness, like those rich in B vitamins, vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, potassium, folate, and antioxidants. And just as important, 3 groups of foods you should avoid, because they silently damage your circulation and nerves. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to support your body with nutrition so you can walk steadier, sleep better, and enjoy life without the constant discomfort of tingling and numbness. Before we dive into the foods that can help, let me first explain something very important. Why do seniors so often struggle with numbness and tingling in their hands and feet? This is one of the most common questions I hear from my patients. They tell me, Dr. Carter, I never had this problem when I was younger. Why is it happening to me now? And the truth is, it's not just one reason. It's usually a mix of several changes that happen naturally as we age. First, circulation slows down. As you get older, your blood vessels become stiffer and less flexible. Plaque can build up inside the arteries, and blood simply doesn't move as easily as it used to. The hands and feet, being the farthest points from the heart, are the first to suffer. When those nerves don't get enough oxygen and nutrients, you start to feel that familiar pins and needles sensation. According to the American Heart Association, more than half of adults over 65 already have some degree of reduced circulation in their legs. Second, nerves age too. Think of your nerves like little electrical wires. They're wrapped in insulation called myelin, which helps signals travel smoothly from the brain to the rest of the body. After 60, that insulation wears down. The messages don't travel as quickly or as clearly, and that leads to tingling, burning, or numbness. Doctors call this peripheral neuropathy, and it's very common in older adults. Third, vitamin deficiencies. Even if you eat well, your body doesn't absorb nutrients as efficiently as it once did. Vitamin B12 is the biggest concern. Without enough B12, the protective coating around your nerves breaks down, which can cause numbness, weakness, and even memory problems. Folate, vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, and potassium also play a big role in keeping your nerves and muscles healthy. Studies show that nearly 40% of older adults are low in at least one of these nutrients. Fourth, blood sugar problems. Diabetes is another major cause. Almost 1 in 4 seniors in the United States has diabetes, and even more have prediabetes without realizing it. High blood sugar damages the tiny blood vessels that feed your nerves. Over time, the nerves starve for oxygen, and that's why people with diabetes often feel tingling or numbness in their feet first. Fifth, bone and joint changes. Conditions like arthritis, spinal stenosis, or a slipped disc can put pressure on the nerves in your back, neck, or wrists. When nerves are pinched, the signals get disrupted, and you might feel numbness or weakness in your arms and legs. Sixth, medications. Many of the prescriptions seniors rely on can quietly affect the nerves. Cholesterol-lowering drugs, certain antibiotics, or even long-term acid reflux medications can either drain vitamins from the body or directly irritate nerves. Chemotherapy drugs are another well-known cause of nerve damage. And finally, lifestyle factors. Sitting for long periods reduces circulation. Smoking lowers oxygen delivery to the extremities. Drinking too much alcohol depletes B vitamins and can actually poison nerve cells. On top of that, aging naturally brings more inflammation and oxidative stress, which slowly damages both blood vessels and nerves. Now that we understand why numbness and tingling become so common after 60, the next question is, what can we actually do about it? So in this next part of the video, I'll walk you through the best foods to add to your daily meals if you struggle with numbness or tingling in your hands and feet. We'll start with one of the most important groups, foods rich in B vitamins, which are absolutely essential for keeping your nerves healthy and strong. These vitamins are like fuel for your nervous system. Without them, nerves can't send signals properly, and over time, damage starts to show up as tingling, burning, or numbness in the hands and feet. Let's start with vitamin B12, the star of the group. Vitamin B12 helps build and maintain the protective coating around your nerves, called the myelin sheath. Think of myelin as insulation on an electrical wire. If the insulation wears away, the signal doesn't travel correctly. The same thing happens in your body. Without enough B12, nerves misfire, and that's when you feel those pins and needles. Unfortunately, as we get older, our stomach makes less acid and less of a protein called intrinsic factor, which are both needed to absorb B12. That's why studies show that up to 20% of adults over 60 are deficient in B12. Good food sources of B12 include eggs, dairy products like milk and cheese, fish such as salmon and tuna, and lean meats like chicken and turkey. For vegetarians or those who don't eat much animal protein, fortified cereals or nutritional yeast can also provide B12. Next, there's vitamin B6. This vitamin is essential for producing neurotransmitters, chemicals that allow nerves to talk to each other. Without enough B6, you may experience nerve irritation, muscle weakness, or even mood changes. Foods rich in B6 include bananas, chickpeas, salmon, chicken breast, and fortified breakfast cereals. Folate, or vitamin B9, is another member of the B family that supports nerve health by helping your body make healthy red blood cells. These cells carry oxygen to your nerves. Without enough folate, your nerves may not get the oxygen they need, and numbness can develop. You'll find folate in dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, beans and lentils, avocados, and citrus fruits. So how can you easily add these foods into your daily life? Here are some simple, senior-friendly ideas. Start your morning with a bowl of fortified oatmeal topped with banana slices and a spoonful of peanut butter. That's a boost of B6 and folate right away. For lunch, enjoy a spinach salad with boiled eggs, beans, and avocado. That's a powerful mix of B12, folate, and other nerve-protecting nutrients. For dinner, try grilled salmon with a side of steamed broccoli and brown rice. Not only will you get B12 and B6, but also plenty of other vitamins that help circulation. A quick note of caution. While B vitamins are vital, it's important to avoid taking very high doses of supplements unless directed by your doctor. Too much B6, for example, can actually damage nerves. Food sources are the safest and most effective way to keep your levels balanced. The bottom line is this: B vitamins are the foundation of nerve health. They protect the insulation around your nerves, help blood carry oxygen to your extremities, and allow your brain to communicate smoothly with your body. for seniors struggling with numbness and tingling, making sure you get enough of these vitamins can make a huge difference. If B vitamins are the fuel for your nerves, then vitamin D and vitamin K are the building blocks that keep your bones strong and your circulation steady, two key factors in preventing numbness and tingling. Let's begin with vitamin D. Sometimes called the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, which is essential for healthy bones and muscle function. But vitamin D also plays a direct role in your nervous system. Research shows that low vitamin D levels are linked to increased risk of neuropathy, muscle weakness, and poor balance in older adults. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that seniors with vitamin D deficiency were nearly twice as likely to experience numbness and tingling in their legs. The challenge is that after age 60, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. On top of that, many seniors spend more time indoors, which means their natural vitamin D production drops even further. That's why diet becomes so important. Good food sources of vitamin D include fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, fortified milk, and plant-based alternatives like soy or almond milk. And egg yolks. Some mushrooms, especially those exposed to sunlight, also contain vitamin D. Now, let's talk about vitamin K. While vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, vitamin K makes sure that calcium is used in the right places. Without vitamin K, calcium can end up in your blood vessels instead of your bones, which not only weakens your skeleton, but also stiffens your arteries. Stiff arteries mean poorer circulation, and as we've discussed, poor circulation is one of the biggest causes of tingling and numbness. There are two main types of vitamin K. Vitamin K1, found in leafy greens like kale, spinach, and collard greens. Vitamin K2, found in fermented foods like natto, fermented soybeans, certain cheeses, and even some meats like chicken liver. Together, vitamin D and K work as a team. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium, and vitamin K makes sure calcium strengthens your bones instead of clogging your arteries. This partnership not only protects your skeleton, but also supports smooth blood flow to your hands and feet. So, how can you add these nutrients into your meals? Start your day with scrambled eggs made with whole eggs for vitamin D and a side of sautéed spinach for vitamin K. At lunch, try a salmon salad with mixed greens and a light vinaigrette. For dinner, enjoy roasted chicken with steamed broccoli and a small serving of cheese. These are simple, everyday meals that combine vitamin D and K naturally without the need for heavy supplementation. One important note: if you're taking blood-thinning medications such as warfarin, you need to be careful with vitamin K intake. It doesn't mean you can't eat leafy greens, but you should keep your intake consistent and discuss it with your doctor. The takeaway is this: vitamin D and K are not just bone vitamins. They are nerve protectors too. By keeping your bones strong and your arteries flexible, they reduce the pressure on your nerves and improve circulation, which can ease tingling and numbness. Now that we've covered vitamins for nerves and bones, let's move to another critical mineral: calcium itself. When most people think of calcium, they immediately think of bones. And it's true, calcium is the mineral that gives your bones their strength. But what many seniors don't realize is that calcium also plays a direct role in how your nerves and muscles work. Every time a nerve sends a message or a muscle contracts, calcium is involved. If your body doesn't have enough calcium, those signals get disrupted, and you may feel muscle cramps, weakness, or tingling in your hands and feet. After age 60, calcium becomes even more important. That's because as we get older, we naturally lose bone density, especially in women after menopause. Lower bone density can put extra pressure on the spine and nerves, which worsens numbness and tingling. At the same time, poor calcium intake can interfere with the way nerves fire, making the problem worse. According to the National Institutes of Health, adults over 50 should aim for about 1,200 milligrams of calcium per day. But here's the challenge. Many seniors don't get anywhere close to that amount from their diet. In fact, surveys show that more than 70% of older women and 60% of older men in the US are not meeting their daily calcium needs. So, where can you find good sources of calcium? Dairy products. Milk, yogurt, and cheese are the most well-known sources. A single cup of milk gives you about 300 milligrams of calcium. Yogurt is also excellent, and it has the added benefit of probiotics for digestion. Canned fish with bones. Sardines and salmon are especially good because the bones are soft and edible, providing a strong boost of calcium. Leafy greens. Collard greens, kale, and bok choy contain calcium, though not as much as dairy. Nuts and seeds. Almonds and chia seeds are surprisingly high in calcium. Fortified foods. Many plant-based milks, orange juices, and cereals are fortified with calcium to help seniors meet their daily needs. How can you add more calcium into your meals? Start your morning with a bowl of fortified oatmeal topped with almonds and chia seeds. For lunch, enjoy a spinach and kale salad with a sprinkle of shredded cheese. At dinner, have baked salmon or sardines with a side of steamed vegetables. For a simple snack, a cup of yogurt or a handful of almonds can give you a healthy calcium boost. But here's an important note. Calcium works best when paired with vitamin D and vitamin K, which we discussed earlier. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, and vitamin K makes sure it goes into your bones where it belongs. Without them, much of the calcium you eat may not be used effectively. Also, too much calcium, especially from supplements, can sometimes cause kidney stones or contribute to artery stiffness. That's why I always recommend getting most of your calcium from food and only using supplements if your doctor advises it. The bottom line is this: calcium isn't just for bones. It's a vital part of keeping your nerves and muscles working smoothly. With enough calcium, your body can send stronger signals, keep muscles from cramping, and reduce the nerve irritation that causes tingling in the hands and feet. If calcium is the mineral that helps your nerves send signals, then magnesium is the mineral that helps calm those signals down and keep everything in balance. Think of magnesium as the relaxation mineral. It helps your muscles release after they contract, keeps your heartbeat steady, and supports the way your nerves communicate. Without enough magnesium, you may feel more tingling, cramping, or even restless legs at night. For seniors, magnesium is especially important because it works hand in hand with calcium. Calcium triggers your nerves and muscles to fire, while magnesium tells them when to relax. Without enough magnesium, nerves become overactive. This can cause that buzzing, tingling, or pins and needles feeling in your hands and feet. Unfortunately, many older adults don't get enough magnesium. Studies show that more than 50% of seniors in the United States are deficient, mostly because the typical American diet is low in magnesium-rich foods and because absorption decreases with age. Certain medications, like diuretics for blood pressure or acid reflux drugs, can also drain magnesium from the body. So where can you find magnesium in your diet? Thankfully, it's present in a variety of everyday foods. Nuts and seeds, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and cashews are some of the richest sources. Just 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds can provide almost half of your daily magnesium needs. Leafy green vegetables, spinach, Swiss chard, and kale are excellent options. Their deep green color comes from chlorophyll, which contains magnesium at its core. Legumes, black beans, edamame, and lentils not only provide magnesium but also fiber and protein to keep your blood sugar steady. Whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, and oatmeal are healthier choices compared to refined grains, offering both magnesium and B vitamins. Dark chocolate. Believe it or not, a small square of dark chocolate, 70% or higher, is a delicious way to add magnesium to your diet. Just don't overdo the sugar. How can seniors easily add these foods into daily meals? Sprinkle pumpkin seeds or almonds on top of your morning oatmeal or yogurt. Have a spinach salad with beans or chickpeas for lunch. Use quinoa as a base for dinner instead of white rice. And if you like a little treat after dinner, enjoy a small piece of dark chocolate. Another important benefit of magnesium is that it helps regulate blood sugar and blood pressure. Both of these are critical for seniors since uncontrolled blood sugar damages nerves and high blood pressure reduces circulation to the hands and feet. By keeping these systems balanced, magnesium not only reduces tingling but also lowers the risk of heart disease and stroke. One word of caution. While food sources of magnesium are very safe, high-dose supplements can sometimes cause diarrhea or interact with medications. So, as always, talk to your doctor before starting any supplement, and focus on getting most of your magnesium from whole foods. The takeaway is simple. Magnesium keeps your nerves calm and your muscles relaxed. By adding more magnesium-rich foods into your diet, you can ease tingling, improve circulation, and feel steadier on your feet. Now that we've covered magnesium, let's move on to another essential mineral that works closely with it to support nerve and muscle health: potassium. When it comes to minerals that keep your nerves and muscles working smoothly, potassium deserves special attention. Potassium is like your body's natural balancer. It helps control fluid levels, keeps your heart beating steadily, and allows your nerves to send signals properly. Without enough potassium, your muscles may cramp, your heartbeat can become irregular, and your hands and feet may feel weak or tingly. For seniors, potassium is especially important because it works closely with both sodium and magnesium. While sodium can raise blood pressure and stiffen arteries, potassium helps relax blood vessels, improve circulation, and lower blood pressure. That's why doctors often say, if you want healthy circulation in your hands and feet, make sure you're getting enough potassium. A study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that higher potassium intake was strongly linked to lower risks of stroke and cardiovascular disease, two conditions that also contribute to numbness and tingling by reducing blood flow to the nerves. So where can you find potassium? Luckily, it's in many common foods. Bananas, perhaps the most famous source of potassium. One medium banana has about 400 milligrams. Sweet potatoes. Packed with potassium, fiber, and antioxidants, they're a healthier option than white potatoes. Leafy greens, spinach, beet greens, and Swiss chard are excellent sources. Beans and lentils. Black beans, kidney beans, and lentils not only add potassium but also fiber and protein. Citrus fruits, oranges, and grapefruits provide potassium along with vitamin C, which boosts circulation. Avocados. One avocado gives you nearly 1,000 milligrams of potassium, almost a quarter of your daily needs. Yogurt provides potassium and calcium together, supporting both nerves and bones. How can seniors easily add these foods to their diet? Start your morning with a banana or add sliced banana to your oatmeal. At lunch, try a bean and vegetable soup with spinach or kale. For dinner, enjoy a baked sweet potato topped with a spoonful of Greek yogurt. And for a healthy snack, an orange or a few slices of avocado on whole grain toast are excellent choices. The recommended daily intake of potassium is about 2,600 to 3,400 milligrams, but many older adults fall short, mainly because processed foods, which are high in sodium and low in potassium, often replace fresh fruits and vegetables in the diet. One note of caution: if you have kidney disease or take medications that affect potassium levels, such as certain blood pressure drugs, you should talk to your doctor before increasing potassium intake. Too much potassium can build up in the blood when the kidneys don't work properly. The bottom line is this: potassium protects your circulation, calms your nerves, and keeps your muscles strong. By adding potassium-rich foods each day, seniors can ease tingling, improve balance, and lower the risk of serious complications like stroke. Folate plays two major roles that are critical for seniors: It helps your body make healthy red blood cells and it supports the nervous system. Without enough folate, your body can't carry oxygen efficiently, and your nerves may not function the way they should. The result? More fatigue, weakness, and yes, more tingling or numbness in the hands and feet. Low folate levels are surprisingly common in older adults. As we age, our ability to absorb nutrients from food decreases. Certain medications, such as those for acid reflux or seizures, can also lower folate levels in the body. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors with folate deficiency were at a much higher risk of developing peripheral neuropathy, the nerve condition that causes tingling, burning, and numbness in the extremities. So, what foods are rich in folate? You'll be happy to know that many everyday, affordable foods contain it. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, collard greens, and romaine lettuce are some of the best sources. Legumes, lentils, chickpeas, and black beans are loaded with folate. A single cup of cooked lentils provides nearly all the folate you need in a day. Avocados. One medium avocado contains about 20% of your daily folate requirements. Citrus fruits, oranges, grapefruits, and lemons supply both folate and vitamin C, which together improve blood vessel health. Asparagus and broccoli. Both are excellent vegetables to add to your plate for folate. Fortified grains. Many cereals, breads, and pastas in the U.S. are fortified with folic acid, the synthetic form of folate. Here are some simple meal ideas to add more folate into your diet. Start your day with a slice of whole grain toast topped with avocado and a sprinkle of black beans. For lunch, enjoy a spinach salad with chickpeas and orange slices. For dinner, try roasted salmon with a side of steamed asparagus and brown rice. And for snacks, a handful of lentil crackers or a citrus fruit can give you a nice boost of folate. Why is folate so important for seniors dealing with tingling? Because folate helps reduce homocysteine levels in the blood. Homocysteine is an amino acid that, when too high, can damage blood vessels and nerves. High homocysteine has been linked to both neuropathy and cognitive decline. By eating enough folate-rich foods, you help lower homocysteine, improving both nerve health and brain function. One important reminder: folate works best alongside vitamin B12. If you increase folate without enough B12, you can mask symptoms of B12 deficiency, which also damages nerves. That's why it's important to include a variety of foods from the B vitamin family, not just one. The bottom line: folate is a nerve and circulation protector. By adding folate-rich foods like leafy greens, beans, avocados, and citrus fruits into your meals, you can strengthen your blood flow, protect your nerves, and reduce the uncomfortable tingling that so many seniors face. We've talked about vitamins and minerals that keep your nerves strong, but there's another group of nutrients that's just as important: antioxidants. Think of antioxidants as your body's defense team. They protect your nerves and blood vessels from oxidative stress, damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. Over time, these free radicals build up from normal aging, poor diet, pollution, and even stress. If they're not controlled, they inflame your nerves, stiffen your arteries, and make tingling and numbness worse. For seniors, antioxidants are especially critical because natural defenses decline with age. That's why choosing antioxidant-rich foods can give your nerves the extra protection they need. So, where can you find antioxidants? Some of the best sources are colorful fruits, vegetables, teas, and spices. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries are packed with anthocyanins, which reduce inflammation and improve circulation. Studies show that seniors who eat berries regularly have better nerve function and sharper memory. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, and collard greens contain vitamins E, A, C, and E, all strong antioxidants that support nerve and blood vessel health. Green tea, rich in catechins, Green tea not only improves focus but also boosts blood flow to the extremities. 1 cup a day can make a noticeable difference. Turmeric. This golden spice contains curcumin, a compound proven to cross into the nervous system and fight inflammation directly in the nerves. Adding turmeric to soups, teas, or rice dishes is a simple way to get its benefits. Nuts and seeds. Almonds, sunflower seeds, and walnuts provide vitamin E, an antioxidant that protects nerve membranes from damage. Tomatoes and carrots. Both are high in carotenoids, antioxidants that help keep blood vessels flexible. Here are some simple ways to add antioxidants into your meals. Start your morning with a bowl of oatmeal topped with blueberries and walnuts. At lunch, enjoy a spinach salad with sliced strawberries and a sprinkle of sunflower seeds. For dinner, try grilled salmon with a side of roasted carrots and steamed kale. And in the evening, relax with a warm cup of green tea with a pinch of turmeric. One powerful benefit of antioxidants is their ability to reduce chronic inflammation. Inflammation is one of the hidden drivers behind nerve damage and circulatory problems in seniors. By calming inflammation, antioxidants not only ease tingling but also lower the risk of more serious conditions like heart disease, stroke, and dementia. The message is simple: antioxidants are your nerve protectors. By filling your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables, sipping antioxidant-rich teas, and using spices like turmeric, you can slow down nerve damage, improve circulation, and protect your hands and feet from the discomfort of numbness. Now that we've explored the best foods to eat, it's time to look at the other side of the coin, the foods you should avoid. Because while the right foods can heal and protect your nerves, the wrong ones can quietly make tingling and numbness worse. So let's begin with the first group, acidic foods that are high in sourness. Many seniors enjoy foods with a tangy or sour flavor. A glass of orange juice in the morning, a plate of pickles at lunch, or even a fizzy soda in the afternoon. It feels refreshing, right? But here's what most people don't realize. When you already struggle with numbness and tingling in your hands and feet, too much acidity in your diet can quietly make things worse. Why is that? Let's break it down. First, acidic foods can irritate nerves. Your nerves are extremely sensitive to changes in the body's environment. A diet high in acidic foods can alter your body's pH balance, creating an inflammatory environment that makes nerves more likely to misfire. This can increase tingling, burning, or that pins and needles sensation you feel in your extremities. Second, acidic foods may weaken circulation. Sour and acidic foods, like soda, vinegar-heavy dressings, or pickled vegetables, often come with a lot of added sugar or salt. These combinations not only raise blood sugar and blood pressure, but they also stiffen blood vessels, making it harder for oxygen-rich blood to reach your hands and feet. Poor circulation is one of the leading reasons seniors feel numbness. Third, acidic foods can deplete minerals. Calcium and magnesium are critical for keeping your nerves and muscles functioning smoothly. But when your diet is too acidic, your body sometimes pulls calcium from your bones to balance itself. Over time, this can weaken bones and worsen nerve problems. That's why seniors who consume a lot of soda or processed acidic foods often see more tingling and joint pain. So which foods should you be careful with? Soda and carbonated soft drinks. These are not only acidic but also packed with sugar, which inflames nerves. Pickled foods and vinegar-heavy dressings. A small amount is fine, but too much can overload your system with acid and sodium. Unripe tomatoes and citrus juices in excess. While tomatoes and oranges can be healthy, consuming them in concentrated or unbalanced amounts can sometimes irritate sensitive nerves. Processed acidic snacks. Chips with vinegar flavoring or sour candies may seem small, but they add up quickly. Now, does this mean you can never enjoy an orange or a tomato? Absolutely not. The key is balance. Fresh citrus and ripe tomatoes are healthy in moderation, especially when paired with other nutrient-rich foods. The real problem comes from processed acidic foods, like sodas, pickles loaded with vinegar and salt, or highly acidic dressings that seniors tend to eat too often without realizing the impact. Here are some healthier swaps you can try. Instead of soda, drink sparkling water with a slice of lemon. Instead of pickles, try fresh cucumber slices with a sprinkle of herbs. Instead of vinegar-heavy salad dressings, make a light dressing with olive oil and a splash of lemon. The takeaway is simple. Too much acidity irritates your nerves, steals minerals from your bones, and stiffens your circulation. By cutting back on processed acidic foods and focusing more on whole, balanced meals, you'll give your body a better chance to reduce tingling and numbness. Next, let's move on to another group of foods that seniors should be careful with: foods that are too salty. These may seem harmless, but in reality, excess salt is one of the biggest enemies of healthy circulation. Salt is something most of us grew up with. A sprinkle on eggs in the morning, a handful of salted nuts in the afternoon, or a canned soup for dinner. It's everywhere. And while our bodies do need some sodium to function, the reality is that most seniors in the United States consume far more salt than their bodies can handle. Why is this a problem for numbness and tingling? Let's take a closer look. First, too much salt raises blood pressure. High blood pressure stiffens and narrows blood vessels, making it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach your hands and feet. Poor circulation is one of the top reasons why seniors feel tingling and numbness in their extremities. According to the CDC, nearly 70% of adults over 65 in the U.S. have hypertension, and excess sodium is one of the main culprits. Second, salt causes fluid imbalance. Sodium pulls water into your bloodstream. This extra fluid makes your heart and blood vessels work harder, and it can also cause swelling in the legs, ankles, and feet. Swelling compresses nerves, which can worsen numbness and pain in your extremities. Third, salty foods often come packaged with other problems. Canned soups, frozen meals, fast food, and salty snacks aren't just high in sodium. They're also low in the vitamins and minerals that your nerves desperately need, like potassium, magnesium, and B vitamins. In other words, they give you what you don't need and rob you of what you do. So which foods should you watch out for? Processed meats? Ham, bacon, sausages, and deli slices are loaded with sodium. Canned soups and vegetables. A single serving of canned soup can have more salt than you should eat in an entire day. Snack foods. Potato chips, salted crackers, and pretzels are some of the biggest offenders. Fast food and restaurant meals. Even foods that don't taste salty can hide hundreds of milligrams of sodium. Does this mean you need to eat bland food for the rest of your life? Not at all. The key is to season smarter. Instead of adding table salt, try flavoring your meals with herbs and spices like garlic, rosemary, or turmeric. Choose low sodium or no salt added canned products. Snack on unsalted nuts instead of chips. When eating out, ask for sauces and dressings on the side. One more thing to remember: potassium, which we talked about earlier, balances sodium. By eating more potassium-rich foods, like bananas, sweet potatoes, and leafy greens, you help counteract some of the negative effects of sodium. The takeaway is this: too much salt silently damages circulation, raises blood pressure, and increases the risk of numbness and tingling. By cutting back on salty processed foods and choosing fresher, whole ingredients, you can protect your nerves, improve your circulation, and feel better overall. We've already talked about acidic foods and salty foods, but there's a third group that often flies under the radar: everyday items many seniors eat without thinking twice. These foods may not taste especially sour or salty, but they quietly harm your circulation, irritate your nerves, and drain away the very nutrients your body needs to heal. First, fried and greasy foods. Foods like fried chicken, French fries, and donuts may taste comforting, but they're loaded with unhealthy fats. These fats cause inflammation in your blood vessels and nerves. Over time, inflammation makes circulation sluggish and damages the protective coating around your nerves, leading to more tingling and numbness. Fried foods also raise cholesterol, which can clog arteries and make nerve pain worse. Second, sugary foods and desserts. Cakes, cookies, pastries, and sweetened drinks may give you a quick burst of energy, but they cause blood sugar spikes and crashes. For seniors, this is especially dangerous because high blood sugar directly damages nerves, a condition known as diabetic neuropathy. Even if you don't have diabetes, frequent sugar spikes can irritate nerves and worsen tingling in your hands and feet. Third, alcohol. A glass of wine now and then may not be harmful, but regular drinking can be very tough on your nerves. Alcohol interferes with the absorption of B vitamins, especially B1 and B12, both of which are crucial for nerve health. Over time, alcohol itself can poison nerve cells, leading to permanent numbness and weakness. I've seen many seniors who developed alcoholic neuropathy after years of regular drinking, even when they thought they were drinking in moderation. Fourth, highly processed foods. Packaged snacks, frozen dinners, fast food burgers, and instant noodles may be quick and easy, but they're usually high in unhealthy fats, refined carbs, and additives. At the same time, they're almost completely lacking in the vitamins and minerals your nerves need, like magnesium, potassium, and folate. Eating these foods regularly leaves your body undernourished, even if you feel full. So what can you do instead? Swap fried foods for grilled, baked, or steamed options. Satisfy your sweet tooth with fresh fruit, a square of dark chocolate, or a small bowl of berries instead of cake or cookies. Replace alcohol with calming herbal teas or sparkling water with lemon. Choose whole, unprocessed foods, like fresh vegetables, lean proteins, beans, and whole grains, over packaged or frozen meals. The message is clear. You don't have to give up all your favorite foods, but you do need to limit the ones that inflame your nerves and restrict your circulation. Every step you take toward fresher, healthier choices gives your nerves a better chance to heal and your body a stronger foundation for healthy aging. So today, we've taken a full journey together. First, we learned why numbness and tingling become so common after 60. Slower circulation, aging nerves, vitamin deficiencies, blood sugar problems, joint changes, medications, and even lifestyle habits. All of these factors combine to make the hands and feet more vulnerable. Then we explored the best foods to protect your nerves and circulation, B vitamins to rebuild and protect the insulation around your nerves, vitamin D and K to strengthen bones and keep blood vessels flexible, calcium and magnesium to balance muscle and nerve function, potassium and folate to improve blood flow and lower nerve irritation, and of course, antioxidants to fight inflammation and slow down nerve damage. But we also looked at the other side, the foods you should avoid if you want real progress. Acidic foods that irritate nerves, salty foods that raise blood pressure and stiffen arteries, and processed or sugary foods that inflame and weaken your circulation. The message is simple. What you eat every day can either heal your nerves or quietly make them worse. By making small, steady changes at your table, choosing fresh, colorful, nutrient-rich foods, and limiting the harmful ones, you can ease the tingling, improve your balance, and enjoy more comfort in your daily life. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and it has been my mission for over 20 years to help older adults live healthier, more independent lives through science-based nutrition. And I want you to remember this: it's never too late to make changes. Every meal is a chance to take back control of your health. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced numbness or tingling in your hands and feet? And which of these foods do you want to try first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one of them. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to Senior Healthcare for more trusted tips on aging with strength, clarity, and confidence. Because the food on your plate today is the foundation of the freedom you'll enjoy tomorrow.